In other news, city and community leaders are saying enough is enough, and they are calling for protesters to end their encampment of the 4th Police Precinct.
Citing the health and safety concerns of everyone in the neighborhood, Mayor Betsy Hodges called on protesters to end their 2-week takeover voluntarily. Bill Hudson is at the encampment where protesters vow that will not happen. Hi, Bill.
Apparently not, Amelia. No, these protesters are digging in their heels deeper than ever, telling us they're not going anywhere. That is until all their demands are met, meaning the release of those videotapes in the Jamar Clark shooting.
The occupation of the 4th Precinct is unsafe for everyone.
Flanked by more than a dozen elected officials and black community leaders, Mayor Betsy Hodges says the 2-week-old occupation, evidenced by tents and campfires, must go. She and others are demanding that protesters end their encampment voluntarily.
I do not want to see Minneapolis police move the encampment out. But what alternative do we have if the protesters will not voluntarily move?
They compared a blocked Plymouth Avenue to shutting down France, University Avenue, or Lake Street, and say smoke from campfires is unhealthy to the area's many elderly.
We are also positioned to have heard from the community, and the community has said enough is enough.
That news hit the encampment with a thud as Black Lives Matter protesters vowed to continue their cause, voicing strong mistrust of elected officials, even of black elders.
If established leaders who so-called marched with King actually cared about justice, then this wouldn't have been allowed to go on for so long.
Yet despite a deep divide among civil rights groups, other community leaders are standing firm in calling for the end, saying the way to assure justice for Jamar is to register to vote, get an education, and command respect.
We repay him by making sure we're not walking down the street with our pants hanging to our ankles. We repay him by not looking at each other like a disease and actually speaking to each other when we see each other.
Now, we asked Mayor Hodges on several occasions today at that news conference, how much more patience will the city have with this encampment, and what happens if these protesters do not voluntarily move? She wouldn't answer that in so many words, but it's safe to say, Amelia, whatever action does transpire here is probably going to be swift to try to diminish any violent confrontation.
All right, Bill. Thank you.